Journey to the West in Vernacular Chapter 34. Fengxian County prays for rain to save the people. Tang Seng and his disciples had a hearty meal, said goodbye to the woodcutter and his son, and descended to Yinwu Mountain. They walked for a few days, and came to a city. They saw a desolate scene in the city. There were many soldiers lined up on the street. There were a few people who looked like officials standing under the eaves. When they saw them coming, they would not give way. Tang Monk inquired from an official and found out that this was Fengxian County in Tianzhu. Due to successive years of drought, they were ordered by the county prince to post a notice here to recruit mages to pray for rain to save the country. Tang Monk read the article and said, "Disciples, whoever knows how to ask for rain, ask them for a rain." Wukong said, "What's so difficult about asking for rain?" After hearing what Wukong said, the officials quickly went to report to the princes. The prince immediately dressed up his clothes and came to the street. When he saw Tang Seng and others, he bowed and said, "Please be kind and compassionate to the living Buddha and save the people of our country." He also invited Tang Seng and his disciples to his residence. Tang Seng agreed and went to the prince's mansion together. The princes of the county set up a vegetarian meal to entertain them. After eating, Wukong, Bajie, and Sun Monk stood in the hall. Wukong recited a few spells. Immediately, a dark cloud fell in front of the hall from the east. Guang, the old dragon king of the East China Sea, turned into a human, saluted Wukong, and told Wukong, "It's easy to reign, but it must have God's decree." Wukong had no choice but to let the old dragon king return to the East China Sea first. Wukong jumped to Tang Monk and told Tang Monk what had just happened. Then he came to His Highness Lingxiu with a somersault cloud and asked the Jade Emperor to decree rain. The Jade Emperor said, 3 years ago, the Marquis of Fengxian County knocked down the Zhu Bajie and fed it to dogs. I made 3 oaths in the Hall of Pilgrimage of Incense, and you took Wukong to see it. The 4 heavenly masters took Wukong to the Pixiang Hall and saw a mountain of rice 10 feet high, with a chicken slowly pecking at it, a mountain of rice 20 feet high, with a pug slowly licking it. There was a golden lock hanging on the iron frame. There was a lamp underneath, and the flame burned the finger-thick chain. Wukong didn't know what it meant. The heavenly master told Wukong that the Jade Emperor would wait until the chickens had pecked all the rice mountains, the dogs had eaten all the mounds of noodles, and the flames of lamps had burned out the chains, before he could bring rain to Fengxian County. But he also told Wukong that if he did something charitable and alarmed the heavens, Mi and Mianshan would fall immediately and the chains would be broken. When Wukong returned to the lower realm, the princes and officials of all sizes came to greet him. Wukong asked the Marquis about knocking down Zhaitian Sugong 3 years ago. The Marquis said that he had a quarrel with his wife and accidentally knocked down the altar table. Wukong told him the 3 things established by the Jade Emperor and said, "If you are devoted to good deeds, recite Buddhist scriptures morning and night, and move heaven, it will rain." After the prince heard this, he vowed to devote himself to the Buddha, and immediately summoned local monks and Taoists to start building a monastery. The princes and princes led the civil and military officials to burn incense and worship Buddha every day to worship heaven and earth. At the same time, another report came out, ordering everyone in the city and outside the city, regardless of men, women, old or young, to burn incense and worship Buddha. Wukong jumped on the cloud again to ask the Jade Emperor for rain. The Jade Emperor asked people to go to the Pixiang Hall to check. The 2 mountains they stood on fell down, and the chains were broken. At this time, the god of the land, city god and shieling god of Fengxian County all came to worship, saying that all the families in Fengxian County burned incense and worshipped Buddha every day and were dedicated to doing good. The Jade Emperor was very happy after hearing this, and hurriedly ordered rain. Sun Wukong immediately came to the realm of Fengxian County with the 4 gods Deng, Xin, Zhang, and Tao, and made rain in midair. It rained heavily all day, and it was more than 3 feet deep. Sun Wukong asked the gods to appear in mid-air again, so that the people of Fengxian County could see it with their own eyes. After the prince saw this, he summoned the people in the county to light incense and worship the gods. An hour later, the gods went back. Sun Wukong landed on the cloud head, returned to the prince's mansion, and said to his master, "Now that the rain has stopped and the people's minds are stable, we can leave." Seeing that he could not stay, the prince gathered all the officials in the county and played a lively tune. Fangyu waved all kinds of flags high again, and sent them off for more than 30 miles, still reluctant to say goodbye. In the end, he reluctantly watched them leave and did not return to the county town until he could no longer see them. Alright, this part of the story ends here.
Want to know what happened next? Let's listen to the breakdown next time.